Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is A Course in Miracles 365, Awakening to Love, and I'm Reverend Tomas. I want to thank all of you who have recently subscribed to this channel. I'm happy to have you aboard. Welcome. And to all of those who have recently commented, who have sent me very nice emails and comments on social media. It's very wonderful to hear from you. And I'm happy that this material is reaching you. Well, I'm happy it's reaching you in general. And I'm happy that you're finding something of value here, that it's inspiring you on your particular journey. This is why I do this, because I never know who may be watching. And isn't it wonderful with 21st century technology? Really, isn't it wonderful with the internet and YouTube? Our connectivity, as we see in the world, can be used for all kinds of purposes. It can be used to divide people. It can be used to stoke fear. I mean, look at world politics wherever you live. And it can also be used to share the Holy Spirit, which is what's happening right now. And I so appreciate that you are dedicated and committed to your own path, to your own walk, your own journey. That's a beautiful thing. It's what the world needs. And wherever you come from, whatever your background is, A Course in Miracles is just one presentation, just one manifestation, if you will, of what Jesus refers to as a universal course, a universal curriculum. Now, that universal curriculum is awakening itself, which is going to happen for all of us. That's the linear time view, is that it's going to happen. The reality is it has already happened, and the separation never happened. What we perceive as our separation from our source, from God, has never happened in the first place. If you're new to A Course in Miracles, I invite you to stick around. I'm going to say something today that may clarify quite a bit for you, and it may trigger you big time. Either one is exactly what's meant to happen for you. These are not my words as Reverend Tomas Garza. Where we are today is the introduction to A Course in Miracles. We're going to go through it and talk about it because it's very important. And then in the very next video, we'll start the text. And we'll be at that for some time. And I invite you to join me. It doesn't make any difference if you own a copy of the course or not. It doesn't matter if you're a long-time student, if you have 30 years plus of experience with this material, or 40, which is possible now, right? Or if you're just starting out, or if you're just curious and you don't know what this is about, yet somehow you find yourself watching this YouTube channel. Invite you to stick around. Welcome, welcome. It doesn't matter what a person's spiritual or religious background is. This course is universal in theme and application. And we do talk about ideas that apply no matter who you are, no matter where you live in the world, and no matter what your religious or spiritual background is. You do not have to abandon any traditions that you follow right now in order to make use of this course. It is a self-study curriculum. This is really important in modern spirituality, isn't it? That it's a self-study curriculum. It's not the basis for another religion, and it's not the basis for a cult, which, of course, is the last thing that the world needs. And quite naturally, they spring up from time to time, don't they? So let's go through then the introduction to A Course in Miracles and talk about it. And it reads, "This is a Course in Miracles. It is a required course. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. It means only that you can elect to take what you want at a given time. This course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, which is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to our awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. This course can therefore be summed up very simply in the following manner. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God." Love it. I invite you to read that over and over again. And that's the memorized rendition, more or less. If there's a word out of order or something, no problem. The meaning is there, right? This is a course in miracles. Let's talk about sentence 2. It's a required course. What? Wait a minute, didn't you just say it's a self-study curriculum? It is. Let's explain what is meant by a required course. This does not mean, of course, that you have to jettison your current spiritual practice or religious tradition. If you are connected to those, keep going with them. Remember, we just said this is not the basis for a religion or a cult. What we're referring to here is what Jesus calls a universal curriculum, our own awakening. That is the required course. Something that is directly relevant to our apparently very diverse world is the fact that there are many doors. And this is a beautiful thing. This is great, isn't it? Isn't it wonderful that there are many different approaches to spirituality? All roads lead to God in the end. And whatever door you have opened or you're approaching, open it and follow the path. There are many different doors. There are many entry points. There are many, clearly, spiritual traditions and practices. One is not better than another. One message may speak to you very clearly and powerfully. And that is a message that you should listen to, right? Or a certain presentation may not hold much attraction for you, and you want to pursue another. Fantastic. Ultimately, we all awaken to the truth of who we are, and we've never left that source. Ideas leave not their source. That's a very, very well-known and often quoted idea from A Course in Miracles that we'll come back to over and over and over and over. So the required course, awakening. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Yeah. Free will means a couple of things. It means that you can delay your awakening as much as you want. There are people, and we all know many of them, that hold in this lifetime absolutely no interest in spirituality whatever, and it is readily apparent that they will not pursue it in this lifetime. No problem. We can delay our own awakening, but we can't stop it. Only truth is true. God is, right? The truth of who we are cannot be wiped away. It cannot be canceled. We can run and hide and refuse to accept it, and that's our choice. So, in our running and hiding, has that brought you constant and lasting peace? And when you search your experience and conclude that the answer is no, it has not brought constant and lasting peace, even if you live what appears to be a beautiful life by the world's standards, even if you're fabulously wealthy and enjoy great physical health and a hot, sexy lover, you have nice things, shiny objects. Right? Nothing in this world lasts. So our free will is, what do we choose in the present moment? God or the ego? Love or fear? Light or dark? Life or death? You can say that, most definitely. So this course does not teach the meaning of love. God is love, and that's beyond learning. It simply is, and what we can do is remove the blocks to our awareness of this. This is what we're doing. So when you hear in various world spiritual traditions the term unlearning or undoing, that is highly accurate, isn't it? We're removing barriers to our own awareness of who we are. This is what we do, and this is what A Course in Miracles helps us to do. And we looked in the last video at the very, very short summary. In fact, the 3-line summary of this course. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. Who you are cannot really be threatened. Now, this thingy right here can, of course, be threatened from within and apparently without. Mostly from within, right? It's not who we are. This summary says a lot. It says a lot. Nothing real can be threatened. So God cannot be threatened. Oneness with God cannot be threatened. Oneness with our source, capital S, cannot be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. So, radical ideas. The world that we appear to live in and see. Anything changing, anything that is not constant, anything impermanent does not, in truth, exist. These ideas may really, really trigger you deep down. So be it. So be it. You don't have to believe anything that I say or anyone says. Remember, we can delay our own awakening as long as we like. We can construct as many different arguments as we wish for why an image on your screen is flat wrong and could never, how could this person ever say this? Well, I'm quoting. It's not my material. As I mentioned in the last video, I want to invite you to question everything. And if you're really asking yourself some deep questions, perfect, perfect. Spirituality, as you've gathered already, is an adult endeavor because eventually we've got to be really, really honest with ourselves. Has the ego's thought system really worked out for us? Doesn't matter how much money you have, does it? Are you constantly experiencing the peace of God beyond all words? Do you acknowledge that there is no world and your true home is far, far beyond that, beyond this thing, which is very impermanent, no matter how great of health you are in? It changes. Anything that changes is not of God. That is an idea that the ego will resist. Count on it. And if you've been on this path for some time, you'll no doubt remember many instances where you experienced that resistance. It's part of the path. It's part of the path. Remember, nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. These are helpful when we're carried away, because we will get carried away. Here in the United States, we have elections coming up in a couple of weeks, and you can just about imagine the stress level. It doesn't matter who wins or doesn't win any particular race, there's still a high amount of stress and divisiveness. This is true anywhere in the world, of course. There are high amounts of stress and divisiveness even within a given party. The UK recently, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are. There are countless examples of people defining and defending personal territory. You may win one, but you're not going to win them all. Right? You may appear to gain significant traction in this world only to lose it in the end. Anything that is impermanent is not of God. God simply is. This course, as you may know, presents pure non-duality. Non-duality simply means not two. One. One equals one, and happily in practicing A Course in Miracles, you don't have to count beyond one. Ideas leave not their source. There is no separation of any kind. So we're not separate from our brother, singular brother, the Son of God. In other words, the 8 billion of us that appear to be here, 8 billion and counting. One. Spirituality is very, very simple. And it's that simplicity, that disarming simplicity that we're invited to lean into. And that is precisely what the ego resists. Here in the world, we love our complexity, don't we? We adore it. We adore our gradations, our various levels of things. And we're asked to simply show up and extend love. we'll talk about how forgiveness, true forgiveness, according to this course, is how. We'll say quite a bit more about that. So I really want to thank you for joining me and for tuning in here. And if you're new to this series of videos, I usually shoot 5 or 6 of these a week, and we're going to start the text. This is the introduction. Tomorrow, we're starting the very first chapter, which talks in depth about miracles. There are so many relevant passages, we're going to spend several days on it. So tune in and feel welcome to ask any questions that you may have. In addition to bringing this material to you on YouTube, my aim is to serve as a guide. So if you have comments or questions, please feel welcome to leave them. And the subscribe button is right here. That's the red arrow. If you like and want to see more of this content, I'd love to have you aboard. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll talk to you soon.